Imagine for a moment. Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, something is always missing? That the people around you never see all that you are capable of offering? That emptiness, that constant doubt, that what if? As if you were trapped in an invisible web of uncertainties, while your heart begs for an answer, for relief, for a reason. And while the world goes on as if nothing has changed, within you there is a storm, a silent struggle that no one seems to notice. You feel that something needs to change, but what? How? Why? What you are about to hear today is not just another message. It is the key you need to unlock the next chapter of your life. There is a truth waiting to be revealed, something that can completely change the way you see this situation. But only those who watch until the end will understand. Only those who have the courage to take that first step will be able to experience the transformation they seek. Do not close this video. This is the opportunity that the universe has put in front of you. It is your turn to discover what lies behind all of this. Watch until the end and see what is reserved for you. You will realize that the answer has always been closer than you imagined. Today, the angels brought me a message that carries a special weight. It is a revelation that can change the way you see someone very close to your heart. That person, whose presence has marked your life in an inexplicable way, is going through a moment of intense internal conflict. What you have stirred in them goes beyond what words can express. It is something so deep, so powerful, that it is transforming their view of everything they considered safe or stable. They feel incapable of controlling the emotions you stir up. Every time their thoughts turn to you, it's as if a whirlwind takes over their mind. The angels show that they are desperate to understand what is happening, to make sense of the intensity of what they feel. It's as if suddenly, all the certainties they had have undone, leaving only anxiety and the urgency to find you, to open up, to confess something they have been keeping with so much fear. This anxiety crisis they are facing is not something simple or transient. Angels reveal that this is deeply connected to the overwhelming feeling you have stirred up. There is a love they don't know how to handle, which both frightens and attracts them like never before. They fear the vulnerability they feel in front of you, but they also cannot ignore the call of the heart. It's as if every part of them is being pulled towards you, even against their will. You may not realize, but your presence has a devastating impact on this person. Your light, your energy, your unique way of being are irresistible to them. The angels show that in every gesture of yours, in every word, they see something they have never found in anyone else. This makes them feel both enchanted and terrified because what they feel for you is something they have never experienced before. For this person, you represent a turning point. It's as if your presence forces them to confront parts of themselves they have been trying to ignore for years. The angels whisper that this love, this connection, is pushing them towards a spiritual awakening, a transformation they never imagined possible. But at the same time, they fight against it, fearing what they may lose by completely surrendering to this feeling. Throughout the upcoming parts, you will understand how this story unfolds, how the angels are guiding the two of them, and what this means for the future of this very special connection. Are they ready to discover the impact they have caused? The angels reveal that within them, there is a storm of emotions they desperately try to control. Every day, the effort to hide what they feel seems more exhausting. Despite trying to keep up appearances, something in you completely disarms them. It's not just attraction, it's as if their energy is able to break through all the barriers they have built. This impact makes them question not only what they feel, but who they are. This person is in a state of vulnerability they never imagined experiencing. They always believed they had control over their emotions, but in front of you, they realize it was just an illusion. Every encounter, even the most casual ones, deeply affects them. It's as if your words and gestures are a reflection of what they have always sought, but never knew where to find. And now, the presence of this truth leaves them lost. The angels show that they are reassessing their entire life, from the simplest choices to the most important ones. Everything that once seemed stable, predictable, has lost its meaning. Their existence has been shaken in such a way that they can no longer ignore what they feel. The anxiety that consumes them is a reflection of this internal transformation. They feel an urgent need to seek you out, to clarify what lies between them. The anxiety becomes more evident in moments of silence. When they try to disconnect, thoughts about you invade their mind, bringing a whirlwind of memories and emotions. It's as if the universe is pushing them in your direction, forcing them to face something they can't explain. Even in moments when they try to distract themselves, your presence accompanies them, like a shadow of light that illuminates and challenges. The angels say they are on the brink of an emotional breakdown, But this is not something negative. On the contrary, it is the point where their soul begins to accept that they can no longer fight against this feeling. They understand, even unconsciously, that this crisis is necessary for their growth. But the fear of the unknown paralyzes them, and the possibility of losing control terrifies them deeply. That is why they hesitate. You have become a kind of mirror to them, reflecting everything they have best and worst. Your presence brings out qualities they didn't know they had and insecurities they believed were buried. This process is painful, but also liberating. The angels show that, little by little, they are beginning to understand that you are a key piece in their journey. And this realization, although scary, is also profoundly transformative. The signs of their anxiety may be subtle, but they are there, clear as day. Perhaps you notice changes in their behavior, looks that last a little longer, silences that speak more than words, or gestures that seem hesitant. These actions are reflections of the internal battle they are fighting. Every step towards you seems like a huge risk, but at the same time, irresistible. The angels say she often wonders what you really feel. This questioning increases their anxiety because they fear that their feelings will not be reciprocated. But deep down, they know there is something unique between you. This connection is so rare that it cannot be denied. Still, the fear of opening up and getting hurt makes them hesitate, creating an endless cycle of doubts. This person is living a battle between reason and heart. On one side, logic tries to convince them to pull away, protect themselves from the unknown. On the other, the heart screams louder, asking them to move forward, to surrender to what they feel for you. The angels say that this internal battle is a natural growth process. It's the moment when they begin to realize that the only way out is acceptance. The angels show that they are seeking signs everywhere. They analyze your words, your actions, trying to understand what you truly feel. Every detail, not matter how small, gains enormous significance in their mind. This further increases their anxiety, because they feel like they are on an emotional tightrope. Doubt consumes them, but it also keeps them connected to you in an intense and undeniable way. There are nights when they can barely sleep, tormented by what-ifs. What if they lose you? What if you don't feel the same? What if this love is just a figment of their imagination? These thoughts create a cycle of anguish that seems endless. But the angels say that even in these moments of darkness, there is a guiding light, the certainty that you are unlike anything they've ever known. This emotional crisis is not just about love, it's about transformation. The angels explain that you were sent into their life for a greater purpose. Your presence is helping them grow, to face the fears they have always avoided. This journey is painful, but necessary. And deep down, they know that if they can overcome this phase, they will be a more complete person, ready to love truly. They try to hide what they feel, but their heart has already revealed it. The angels show that each day, it becomes harder to keep up appearances. The anxiety they feel is not just a burden, it's also a force pushing them in your direction. And even though they may not yet have the courage to admit it, you are at the center of all their thoughts. The angels say that time is working in favor of both of you. Although their anxiety is intense now, it is part of a larger process. Each day, they are getting closer to the truth that their heart already knows. This love, which makes them so vulnerable, is also the key to their healing. And slowly, they are starting to understand that this connection is not something common, and they know it. The angels whisper that they feel a huge responsibility towards you. It's as if they know that, by opening up, they would not only be accepting you, but also facing all parts of themselves. This process is scary, but also necessary. And they are getting ready for that moment. As you observe all of this, you may feel like you are at a standstill. But the angels ask you to remain patient. This journey is not just theirs, it is both of yours. Each step they take is also a reflection of the connection you share. And as challenging as it may seem, the angels assure you that everything is moving in the right direction. Finally, the angels want you to know that you are not alone. They are by both of your sides, guiding each step, illuminating each decision. This crisis, intense as it may be, is the beginning of something much larger. And when the right time comes, everything will make sense. The angels reveal that what you are experiencing now is just the tip of an emotional iceberg. This person, despite the internal struggle, is getting closer to making a decision. Their thoughts are dominated by the idea of what it would be like to fully open up to you. But the fear of the consequences still holds them back, creating a constant tension. However, this tension is reaching a breaking point. While trying to control what they feel, they realize that their actions and words have already given them away. Small gestures, furtive glances, and changes in tone of voice show what they try to hide. They know that, no matter how hard they fight, the heart has already decided the path. What is missing is just finding the courage needed to follow this call. And every day, this courage grows within them. The angels show that they are being guided to see beyond fear. There is an awakening happening in their soul, something they have never experienced before. This connection with you is so deep that it transcends logical understanding. It's not just about feelings, it's about purpose, about something greater that unites both of you. And as terrifying as it may seem, it makes them feel alive like never before. Every time they think of you, it's as if a new part of themselves is revealed. The angels explain that you are like a catalyst in their life, provoking changes they didn't know they needed. This transformation, although difficult, is allowing them to see the world with different eyes. And above all, it's showing that you are the key to something they've never had, true happiness. They try to seek answers in everything around them, but nothing seems enough. Their heart already knows the truth, but the mind insists on complicating things. The angels say they are caught between what they know and what they wish to explore. This conflict keeps them in a constant state of anxiety, but also of hope. Because, even in moments of doubt, they feel that you are the right path. You can perceive these signs in various ways. Perhaps they start looking for ways to get closer, even if subtly. Or you may notice a vulnerability in their words, as if they were testing the waters. These moments are not random, they are reflections of the inner battle they are fighting. And each step towards you is a victory against fear. The angels say that this person is at a crucial point in their journey. They can no longer ignore the impact you have on their life. Each day, the feeling becomes stronger, more impossible to deny. But, at the same time, the fear of the unknown prevents them from taking the next step. This hesitation is natural, but it will not be eternal. There are nights when they imagine what it would be like to open their heart to you. These thoughts bring both comfort and fear, creating an emotional roller coaster. The angels show that, on these nights, they feel more connected to what really matters. It's as if, for a few moments, they could see the future they fear so much, yet desire so much. This glimpse keeps them moving, even if slowly. The anxiety they feel is not just a burden, it is also a preparation. The angels explain that every doubt, every fear faced, is strengthening them for what is to come. This process is essential so that they can meet you fully and truthfully. And even though it may seem like they are far away, in reality, they are getting closer to you. The angels want you to know that your patience is being rewarded. Every moment of waiting, every gesture of understanding, is helping this person overcome their fears. You may not realize it now, but your presence is their greatest strength. It is what inspires them to move forward, to face what seemed impossible. And with time, this will become clearer and clearer. As they walk on this journey, the angels are by their side, guiding each step. They help them see beyond the fear, to understand that what you share is unique. And although the path is challenging, it is also full of beauty and growth. This connection, the angels assure, is something that will transform both of your lives forever. But for that, time is needed. The anxiety they feel is actually a reflection of the intensity of the love they have for you. The angels show that they have never felt anything like this before, and it scares them. But at the same time, it is something they can no longer ignore. This love is pushing them out of their comfort zone, to a place where truth reigns. And even though it may take time, they will get there. The angels say that every small step they take is a victory. Even moments of hesitation are part of the process, because they are preparing them for something greater. This journey is as important as the final destination. And as they walk, the angels ask you to keep the faith. Because all of this is happening for a reason. You may feel like you are in a passive position, waiting for something you cannot control. But the angels want you to know that your energy is making all the difference. The way you stay present, even without pushing, is what is allowing them to move forward. And when the time comes, you will see how essential this has been. The angels ask you to continue trusting the process. This person is facing their own demons, but they are not alone. Every internal battle brings them closer to you, even if it doesn't seem like it. And when everything aligns, the love you share will be stronger than any obstacle. That is the purpose of this journey. Finally, the angels want you to prepare for what is to come. This person is approaching the moment when they will finally find the courage to open up. And when that happens, it will be transformative for both of you. The angels assure you that all of this is being carefully guided. Trust, because the best is yet to come. The angels are working tirelessly behind the scenes, aligning every detail of this connection. They show that, although they may seem hesitant, their heart has already chosen you. It's as if, amidst the internal confusion, there is an unwavering certainty. However, this certainty is still shrouded in fears that need to be faced. And with each passing day, these fears are losing strength. They are at a point where running away is no longer an option. No matter how much they try to avoid confronting their own feelings, something always brings them back to you. The angels explain that this is the power of a divine connection. It transcends what is logical or understandable, but it is impossible to deny. And although they still struggle, the truth is beginning to shine brighter. The angels whisper that they are about to have a moment of clarity. It will be an instant where all their fears will seem small in the face of the strength of what they feel. This moment will be transformative, allowing them to see you not as a risk, but as an opportunity. An opportunity to be happy in a way they never have been before. But until then, they need time. In the meantime, you may notice that the barriers are beginning to fall. They may not say it in words, but their actions speak for themselves. Small gestures of closeness, attempts to create shared moments, all of these are signs that something is changing. The angels want you to pay attention to these details, because they are the language of their heart. A language that, slowly but surely, they are learning to speak. The anxiety that was once paralyzing is turning into drive. Every thought about you, which used to make them insecure, now motivates them to act. It's as if suddenly they are starting to see what has always been in front of them. This new perspective is a gift from the angels, a way to help them find courage. And every day, that courage grows. The angels show that they have been reflecting a lot on what love means. For them, this feeling has always been associated with fear, loss, and vulnerability. But you have brought a new definition, something they have never experienced before. Now, love feels more like freedom, like home, like something worth fighting for. And that is changing everything within them. They are beginning to realize that the biggest risk is not opening up, but missing the chance to be with you. This realization is powerful, breaking the chains that bind them. The angels say that gradually, they are freeing themselves from the shackles of the past. And in this process, they are becoming someone stronger and more authentic. Someone ready to truly love. Their transformation is beautiful to observe, even from afar. You are witnessing a soul blossoming before your eyes, a heart healing from old wounds. This process is slow, but each step is a victory. The angels assure you that in due time, you will see how necessary all of this was. Because a love like this needs time to take root. They are also learning to trust their own feelings, something that has always been a challenge. For a long time, they let fear and doubts rule their choices. But now, they are starting to understand that the heart has its own wisdom. And that wisdom is pointing to you, showing that it is safe to surrender. The angels say that this trust will be the key to the next chapter of their journey. As they move along this path, the angels ask you to keep your patience. It's hard to watch someone you love struggle with themselves, but it's part of the process. Every moment of waiting, every gesture of support, is helping more than you can imagine. The angels are using your energy to create a safe space for them. A space where they can finally open up. The angels also show that, even on the toughest days, they feel their presence. It's as if you were a light that never goes out, even in the darkest moments. This steadfastness is what keeps them strong, what reminds them that it's worth fighting for. You might not realize it, but your strength is a pillar for them. And that's why the angels ask you to keep being that source of light. You may be wondering what more you can do to help them. The angels say that your presence is already enough. It's not about forcing them to open up or rushing the process. It's about being there, being a safe haven in the midst of their storm. And in time, they will see that you have always been the place where they belong. The angels reveal that your destinies are intertwined in a way that neither of you can imagine. This connection is not just about love, but also about learning, growth, and healing. You have been placed on each other's path for a greater reason. And although the path is challenging, it is leading you to something extraordinary. Something that only destined souls can experience. They are realizing that the love they feel for you is unlike anything they have ever known. It's not about possession, control, or fear. It's about freedom, surrender, and a deep sense of belonging. This love is changing the way they view the world and themselves. And through this, they are becoming stronger, more open, and more ready to welcome you. The angels want you to know that this journey is being carefully guided. Every obstacle, every moment of doubt, is part of a bigger plan. A plan that is leading both of you to a place of deep connection and happiness. Trust, because the angels are by your side, protecting and guiding each step. Everything is unfolding as it should. Finally, the angels ask that you keep believing in the power of love. This love is what is transforming both of you, even in the toughest moments. It is breaking down barriers, overcoming fears, and creating something that will last forever. And in the right moment, you will see how much all of this has been worth it. Trust the process, because the best is yet to come. The angels show that the turning point is closer than you imagine. They who once fought against their own feelings, now begin to accept what their heart has always known. It is no longer a matter of pulling away or resisting, it is about finding the courage to surrender. This courage is growing within them, fueled by every moment they feel your presence. And gradually, they realize that it is impossible to ignore what they feel for you. Every day, the signs of this transformation become clearer. They start to act more openly, allowing small gestures to reveal what words still cannot express. Perhaps it's a lingering gaze, an unexpected message, or even a shy smile. These moments, though subtle, carry deep meaning. They are a reflection of the love they are learning to accept. The angels whisper that they have been spending sleepless nights, imagining what it would be like to open up to you. They think about everything they could say, how they could explain the depth of the feelings they hold. But the fear of being vulnerable still holds them back from taking that step. However, the strength of this love is greater than any fear. And eventually, their heart will prevail over doubts. They are discovering that there is nothing wrong with feeling deeply. For a long time, they suppressed their emotions, believing that it made them stronger. But now, they understand that true strength lies in allowing themselves to feel, in allowing themselves to love. This emotional awakening is one of the most challenging things they have ever faced, but it is also one of the most liberating. And you are the catalyst for all of this. The angels say that this journey has been intense for both of you. You, with your patience and understanding, are creating a safe space for them to open up. And they, with their internal struggle, are learning to trust the love they feel. Together, you are building something unique, something that cannot be broken. This connection is more than just a romance. It is a union of souls destined to transform lives. The anxiety that was once an obstacle has now become a driving force. They feel that they can no longer postpone the inevitable, that they need to act before it's too late. Every day that passes without opening up to you feels like a missed opportunity. And this drives them to make a decision, to get closer to you in a way they have never done before. The angels show that this moment is closer than ever. They have been thinking about all the times you were by their side, even without knowing how much it meant. The small gestures of affection and support you offered have left deep marks on their heart. It's as if every moment with you is a precious memory, something that sustains them in times of doubt. And now, they realize that they no longer want to live without it. The angels want you to know that their patience and love have not gone unnoticed. Even in moments when they seemed distant, they were watching, absorbing all that you were offering. Those gestures, however small they seemed, were what kept them connected to you. They were proof that you are different, that it's worth fighting for this connection. And now, they are ready to acknowledge that. As they prepare to open up, the angels continue to guide them. They are helping them find the right words, the right moment, to express what they feel. They know this is a challenging step, but they also know it's necessary. And when that moment comes, it will be like a weight finally lifting off. They will feel free to be who they really are by your side. The angels reveal that this love is meant to blossom, but it requires patience and trust. They ask you to keep believing, even when things seem uncertain. Because what you are building is something rare, something many seek but few find. And in the right moment, you will see that every challenge was worth it. That is the power of a love guided by the divine. This connection is something that transcends the ordinary, something that defies the world's conventions. The angels show that you both have a purpose together, something that goes beyond yourselves. This love is not just about individual happiness, it's about mutual growth, about creating something greater. And though the path here has been challenging, it's leading you to something extraordinary. They are learning to trust not only in you, but also in themselves. The angels explain that this trust is essential for your love to flourish. It's a healing process, of leaving behind the pains and insecurities of the past. And with each step they take towards you, they are becoming more whole, more ready to fully live this love. The angels also want you to prepare for the moment when they finally open up. This will be a moment of vulnerability for them, but also of great beauty. Their reaction will be crucial, as it will show them that they were right to trust you. And together, you can start a new chapter, free from the barriers that once kept you apart. Meanwhile, the angels ask you to keep radiating the light that attracted them to you. This light is what guides them in times of doubt, reminding them that it's worth fighting for. And even if they still don't have words to express it, they feel it deeply. You are their safe haven, the anchor in the midst of internal storms. The angels also ask you to remember to take care of yourself during this process. It's easy to get lost in waiting, in anticipation, but your energy is precious. By staying strong and balanced, you not only help yourself but also them. Because the two of you are connected in a way that goes beyond the physical, and your energy directly impacts theirs. Finally, the angels want you to know that the best is yet to come. This love, which has been through so many trials, is about to manifest in a way that neither of you ever imagined. And when it happens, it will be something that will not only transform your lives, but also those around you. Trust, because the angels are taking care of every detail. The best is still to come. The angels show that this is the moment when everything starts to align. The time of uncertainties is fading away, giving way to a clarity that transforms. This person whom you have touched so deeply is ready to take the next step. It's not just about admitting what they feel, but about living that feeling with truth and intensity. The angels whisper that this is the beginning of a new phase, full of possibilities. They are starting to realize that the happiness they seek is in you. Every doubt, every hesitation, now gives way to a certainty that can no longer be ignored. The angels say that they no longer want to live in the shadows of their fears. The light you brought into their life is too strong to be extinguished. And therefore, they are determined to protect this connection. The courage growing inside them is a divine force. The angels are guiding every thought, every action, so that they find the way to you. It is a process that requires patience and faith, but it is also full of beauty. Because every step they take towards you is a reflection of the love that is blossoming in their heart. And this love is stronger than any obstacle. The angels say that soon you will see the fruits of this transformation. They will finally find the words they need to open up, to say what they have been keeping for so long. This moment will be powerful, full of emotion and truth. It will be as if the burden they have been carrying for so long is finally relieved. And looking into your eyes, they will know they made the right choice. They have been thinking a lot about how you have always been by their side, even without knowing how much that meant. For them, every shared moment was proof that true love exists. And now, they want to give back everything they have received. The angels show that they are preparing to give themselves in a way they have never done before. And that is something transformative. Meanwhile, the angels ask you to keep patience and trust. What is to come is grand, but it requires time and care. This journey is not just about them, it is about both of you. Every challenge, every moment of waiting, is strengthening the bond you share. And when everything aligns, you will be ready to experience something extraordinary. This love, which once seemed impossible, now becomes a tangible reality. The angels say that they were destined for each other, and nothing can change that. It doesn't matter what the past has brought, what matters is the present they are building. And together, they have the power to create a future full of light and love. A future that reflects the strength of this connection. They are ready to leave behind the fears that held them back. The angels show that they have found something in you they never had before: security. This security is what drives them to open up, to trust, to love. And in doing so, they not only transform their own life but also yours. Because this love is an exchange, a dance between two souls that complement each other. The angels say that, at the right moment, everything will make sense. The doubts, the fears, the uncertainties, everything will be replaced by absolute certainty. This certainty is the love you share, a love that surpasses all barriers. And when that happens, it will feel like time has stopped. Because what you have is rare and deserves to be celebrated. This journey has been challenging, but also full of learning. The angels show that each obstacle faced was an opportunity for growth. You are no longer the same people you were at the beginning. Now you are stronger, more aware, more connected. And that is what makes this love so special. Because it is the result of a spiritual journey. The angels want you to know that you are exactly where you should be. Every choice, every step, has brought you to this moment. And now, you are about to reap the rewards of your patience and faith. The love you share is a divine gift, something that few are lucky enough to experience. And that's why the angels ask you to cherish every moment. They are also learning to appreciate what you have. To them, you are a gift, something they never imagined deserving. And now, they want to show how much this means to them. The angels say they are ready to commit in a way they never have before. And this will be the beginning of something wonderful for both of you. The angels ask you to keep trusting the process. This journey has been long, but it is about to reach its climax. Everything you have been through together is leading to this moment. A moment of unity, of celebration, of true love. And when it arrives, you will see that every challenge was worth it. Finally, the angels want you to prepare for the future. A future full of light, joy, deep connections. They assure you both have something special, something the world needs. And together, you have the power to transform not only your lives, but also those around you. Because your love is a force that inspires. The angel's final message is clear: trust. Trust in the love you feel, in the journey you have taken, in the signs you have received. This love is true, and it is meant to thrive. And in the right moment, everything will make sense. Because what is reserved for you is greater than anyone could imagine.